How the heck does Catherine Bigelow not get nominated for this movie? It just doesn't make sense at all.
Oh, yeah!
Zero Dark 30. Now, Zero Dark 30 is the movie about the finding and capturing of Osama bin Laden. And Catherine Bigelow and I think it's Michael Bull or something Bull started writing this movie in 2001, like December of 2001. So like right after the terrorist attacks, they started writing this movie. And so it's been a very long going process. They finished the movie in like 2008, and then they actually killed Osama bin Laden. And so they were like, oh, we can actually finish it like in real life instead of making up the ending. And so they finished it out, and this is what we get, and this is what Zero Dark 30 is about. Now, Zero Dark 30 has been getting a lot of scrutiny about some things. The torture scenes. It has been getting hammered because of this torture scene. And, you know, I'm not a fan of torture scenes, okay? But the torture scene in this movie, it wouldn't even give it an R rating. The torture scenes in Taken, the first Taken movie, are way worse than this movie. This movie just has some waterboarding where they put the, cloth over the mouth and they're dripping water. That's literally about as far as the torture goes in this movie. It's not very graphic. Everybody's like, oh, mad because, the U.S. didn't do that to people and everything. I'm like, two things. Either grow up because you know that our country is tortured. That's just part of war, okay? Or two, it's a movie. And even if it's not realistic, it added to the effect of the movie, so who cares? And so all these reviews I read, they're like, oh, the torture, yada, yada. And actually, believe it or not, members of the Academy said they will not vote for this movie because of those scenes. Because of that, they're not going to vote for Best Picture for this movie. Yeah, I'm not very happy about that. So there's going to be a lot of discussions come Academy Award time about this. I personally did not think those scenes were bad at all. I thought they added to the movie, and compared to the rest of the movie, they weren't even that, violent or graphic. So I didn't really think anything of it. Now, the main character in this movie is played by Jessica Chastain. I actually don't remember her real character's name in the movie, but she is literally the movie. It's about her and what she does from the beginning of the movie to the end. And the movie covers like 8 years, from when they first start searching till when they find him. So all the other supporting characters in the movie kind of come and go throughout the movie. In the beginning, it's Jessica Chastain and this other guy, and they're like good, they work together, and then about middle of the movie, you don't even see him again until later on. And so like people come in through the movie, and every character in this movie is excellent. She kills it as this FBI agent or CIA agent. Just kills it. Definitely the front runner for Best Lead Actress. I have not seen Silver Linings, but other than Jennifer Lawrence and that, I've heard that it's pretty much a no-brainer that one of those two will win. I think Jessica Chastain should win, but that's just because I haven't seen the other. But the other characters in the movie, they're all good. Mark Strong is in this movie, and he always plays the villain, your typical, you can very, categorize him as to, he always plays the same character. That's what I meant to say. And so he plays a different character in this. He's a CIA agent, really high up. There's good humor in this movie, but not like Argo humor. This was just very serious, but it had some pretty funny things. It's a great movie. I loved The Hurt Locker. Hurt Locker is my all-time favorite war movie, and this movie, I was expecting to be kind of like it, but different, and it's definitely different, but it is, so good. The pacing of this movie is really weird, and I'm going to say this, and it might sound funny, but just stick with me. It's a lot like The Godfather, the way this movie is paced. Okay, The Godfather, because it's an older movie, it's paced slower than modern movies, so it's a slower paced, but it's perfectly paced. And this movie, Zero Dark 30, does the same thing. It's slower paced, but it is so perfectly paced that there's not a boring part of the movie. You're just the whole time, and it's slowly building to the end. And there's a scene at the end, without spoiling anything, when they're going in to get Osama bin Laden. The helicopter scene. Okay, that's all I'm going to say when you see the movie. Just, they're flying these Black Hawks. Black Hawks? These Black Hawk helicopters. And it is so gripping just watching these things fly. I don't know why. I have no idea, but it was so cool. Favorite part of the movie was that scene. I definitely think that the ending was hyped a little bit too much. A lot of people said, oh, the last 30 minutes is some of the best cinema you'll ever see. It's really good, but it's not the best cinema I've ever seen. Right now, I would say Zero Dark 30 is the front runner for Best Picture. I think it should win. Here are my 4 picks for Best Picture. If anything but these 4 win, I'll be upset. Zero Dark 30, Argo, Lincoln, and Life of Pi. I think those are the only 4 that should be up for Best Picture right now. And so Zero Dark 30, I think, is the front runner. If it doesn't win by just a little bit, then we'll know why, because of those stinking politics involved. But And people say it's propaganda. It's a movie. She made a movie. Watch it for the sake of the movie, whether or not, and there's no political influence here. They show Obama one time on the TV, and it's not even like influencing what they're talking about. It just has something to do with Obama on the screen says something about we will not torture as a country or something like that. And then of course they go torture. So that there's that little bit, and that is literally it. That's the only political thing in the movie from real political people. So you can't say that it's a pro-Obama or anti-Obama thing. It's just, it is what it is. Just watch it. It's really awesome. Very well made. Extremely well made. But I can see why some people found it boring. I know a couple of my friends found it boring. They didn't like it at all, actually. And so I personally loved it. It's not my favorite of the year. It probably would have been about my 8th favorite movie of the year if it was on my favorite movies of the year list that I came out with earlier. Overall, love the movie. I definitely say go watch it. There's some language in it, but the violence in it and everything is not really that much. I would say Taken. About the same violence as Taken, actually. But there's a lot more language. So if you're up for that kind of stuff, watch it. It's a great movie. Definitely going to be up for some Academy Awards. I still can't believe Catherine Bigelow didn't get nominated. That's so upsetting to me. But either way, thanks for watching this review. I'm going to come out with my Oscar predictions and stuff later on. We still got a little while to those. Check out the You Reviewer Awards when those come out in a couple weeks. Middle of February, I believe. So that'll be awesome. Subscribe, as always, if you liked this video. Check out my other videos. Till next time, peace.